The long-awaited Solo Olm guide is finally here. I'm sorry it's taken so long. This video is going to help you kill Olm by yourself, and hopefully with enough practice, you can get it down deathless just like me. Now, I'm going to keep this guide as simple as possible. This is not the easiest guide to make, and there's a lot going on, so I'll do my best to make it as comprehensible as possible for you guys who are watching and want to learn. If you find this guide helps you learn Solo Olm and get you a KC, feel free to leave me a comment down below letting me know how you found the guide, whether it was easy to follow, if you got a purple, how many times you may have died while learning. I'd love to see your feedback. And if you enjoyed the video, don't be afraid to hit the like and subscribe button while you're down there. I stream 5 days a week right here on YouTube. I don't stream on Twitch. I'm doing Solo CoX almost every stream, so if you do want to come by and learn some extra tips, if you want to see how I'm doing it in the flesh, or if you have any more questions, or you just want to come by and call me a cunt, you're more than welcome to come by 5 days a week right here on YouTube. And my stream schedule is also in the Discord down below. Now, before we enter the room and start killing Olm, there's 3 things you need to understand before entering the room. Number 1, this guide is for people who know how Olm works. This is not for people who are doing their first Chambers of Xeric KC. I recommend you go and learn Chambers and learn how the Olm room works. If you don't have people to go with, discord.gg/bigdickenergy. That's my Discord. We have a lot of Chambers of Xeric Theater of Blood content going on in there. We're just here to have a good time, and you will learn how Olm works. You want to know how to turn Olm's head, when to turn his head, and how his specials work. That's going to make this guide a lot easier to understand. The second thing I want to note is that you're going to die, and that's okay. Don't be afraid to die. A lot of the time people feel it's daunting to try new bosses and new raids and new things, especially in Chambers of Xeric. It is free to die in here. It doesn't matter if you die. Fill up your inventory with more potions, get the fuck back in that room, and keep hitting the boss. That's as clear as I can be about that topic. Dying is totally okay. The more you practice soloing Olm and actually, get down the timing and keep on practicing, the less you're gonna die and the better you're gonna be in a few cases time. So dying is okay. Don't feel bad about it. And the third thing I'd like to point out is that if this is definitely your first time or you're unsure, fill up your inventory with 1 overload, 1 prayer enhance, like 6 revitalizations, and the rest Xeric's aids. Walk into the room and suicide. Just die on the floor. Let Olm kill you. Now, the reason I say that is I don't know the exact numbers, but I believe you lose about 40% of your points when you die, and Olm gives the most points in the raid. You're better off dying at the start of Olm and having a full inventory of supplies on the floor to do the rest of the kill deathless than you are to die at the very end on the head phase, for example, and then lose even more points because you've just accrued up to 35,000 points. You lose all that rather than losing 40% of 16k. I'm hoping that makes sense. Suiciding potions in there at the start of the fight is a good way to practice going completely deathless. Now I'm going to get into the fight itself and explain to you what's going on. The best way I find for me to explain this is to have a screenshot of what is going on. I'm going to quickly draw up what's happening here, and then I'm going to give you an example of how mage, melee, and range is done in this room. You can bring a Dragon Ball hammer. I find the BGS is a lot more reliable. My whip has 400 charges, so hopefully we get this fucking kill before the whip runs out. Other than that, this is my generic setup. Mole slippers are best in slot. I start with my mage gear, but I'm going to dump a fucking BGS spec at the start, which is why I have the fire cape and torture on. Over in the inventory, we have a mage and range switch. Couple of stamina potions. Bring 3 if you're a learner, but 2 should be fine once you get it down. 1 overload, 1 prayer enhance, and then the rest of your inventory, just fill it with shit, whatever you feel. I'm thinking 5, maybe 6 revitalizations for those who are learning still. But if you're dropping a stack inside, it doesn't really matter. Traditionally, at the start of every Olm phase, you will dump your BGS or Dragon Warhammer spec on the melee hand, as you normally would. Then we enter the 4 and O cycle for the mage hand. These are the tiles I have marked inside Olm's room. It's the same on both fucking sides. I'm going to do my absolute best to explain here what's going on, so try to keep up with me, guys. This is not the easiest thing I've ever done. So, tile 1 is where you start. Attack the mage hand from tile 1 and run towards tile 3. You can attack the mage hand again between tile 2 and 3 on your way there. By the time you reach tile 3, Olm will start to look towards you. The same tick Olm looks at you, you attack the mage hand from tile 3 with your trident on accurate. That's very important. Always have the trident on accurate. Again, like I said, Olm looks at you and you attack the mage hand at the same time and immediately click tile 1 again. This will force your character to move in 2 steps and then run to tile number 1. Olm will not attack you. He will then look all the way back over to the left, which you then repeat, running back towards tile 3, attacking again between 2 and 3. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done in about 30 seconds. One thing to note, if you are on tile 3 and you attack the mage hand and you miss, you must run to tile 4 because Olm will not look all the way to the left. The only time he will is if you do land a hit, but you roll a 0. It's impossible to tell when that happens except for when he looks at you. While you're learning, you're probably going to get hit in this phase. That's okay. You're just going to have to take it on the chin like my ex-wife on a Friday night. This is honestly one of the hardest fucking things I've had to try explain in a guide, so I'm going to show you it now in action. I'm going to try to keep up with explaining what I'm doing and try not to fuck up while I'm doing it. Good luck. All right, we're pre-potted. Enter the Olm room. I'm going to drop a potion straight away so I can equip my BGS. Get ready to spec him. He's going to spawn over here. So we're going to put on Piety, hit him with a fucking 0. Okay, cunt. 17, that works fine. Now we're going to start the mage cycle, alright? We're going to start on this square here, and we're going to attack the mage hand. We do damage. He's going to turn his head. Notice? Okay? Now, as long as I'm on this square at the end here, and I attack as he turns his head and run to square 1, immediately he will always turn his head and repeat. We are now in the cycle of 4 and 1. We can always do damage, just like this, and he will never hit me with his attack, because I'm always making sure that as he turns his head, I'm attacking this hand. I missed, so I'm going to run all the way over here. You can attack if you want, run all the way to the right, and repeat. If you ever make a mistake, you can always be sure and safe to stand on the outer tile and force his head to turn as you damage him. I'm not praying augury because I'm going to start doing some slick Rick shit in a minute with a thick dick. This is something to do when I'm streaming. Putting on my melee gear here. Okay, my inventory is not fucking set up, cunt. Hold on. Let's run back over here. Make sure you keep running. As long as you keep moving, you'll never get hit. I like to whip the fucking hand here and then do damage to the mage hand. Mage hand, melee damage, and then mage hand. The reason I do that, okay, I fucked my timing because I'm autistic. That's okay. Get out of here. You make mistakes, it's fine. Run all the way over here. Learn to correct them. If you correct yourself when you're in Olm, it's a good way to just manage your HP and keep yourself together. Making mistakes is fine. Correcting those mistakes makes you a good player. Now, the reason I try to damage the melee hand when I can, when it's not clenched, in that situation, is that way when I'm doing the 4 and 1 method for the melee hand, that's where you start to take damage. If it's got less HP, it just becomes easier to take out. So mage hand is free, always. Once you get the cycle down, it's always free. So take the advantage to do a bit of damage to it if you can, and that way when you're doing the melee hand, which does arguably take a lot more practice than the mage hand, you'll be sweet. I feel like I'm lagging in here as well. Satellite internet is the best. Mage hand down, pretty easy. Now we're going to start the melee hand. With enough practice, you will learn the timing and get the mage hand down. I'm confident you can get it. Like I said, come to my streams and you can see me doing it properly, and you can ask any more questions that you might have. Now I'm going to show you the melee hand using the 4 and 1 or potential 4 and 2 method if you're having any trouble. Okay, so the mage hand is dead and you move on to the melee hand. Now most people will start on tile number 4 and damage the melee hand. It doesn't entirely matter. The main thing is just getting the movement down, in my opinion at least. Now you can use tile number 1 as home base. You're going to take a little bit of damage here setting this up while learning. I honestly just fucking wing it and it works and I get deathless. So as you learn and as you kind of adopt your own playstyle, you'll learn to get it down in your own time. Starting on tile number 1, you can attack the melee hand. Your guy will run to tile number 4. You have to be really tick perfect here and smooth. Essentially, what you're doing is as soon as you see the XP drop to run to the melee hand, you will click to run to tile number 2. You can run back here as well if you want to, just as long as you're in line with tile number 2, which you then will attack again. You want to be attacking every tick that you can. Once you hit tile number 2, you want to whip the melee hand and run out to tile number 3, and then immediately click the claw again to run back to the melee hand. Finally, run to tile number 4, and then attacking the melee hand again, running out to tile number 1. And you just want to be constantly moving in a fluid motion. It's very difficult to explain. You'll see me doing it and you'll kind of understand what's going on. The problem is figuring out whether you're in the 4 and 1 cycle immediately or not. The best way to tell is between tile number 3 and tile number 4. If you are attacked by Olm at tile number 3, and then when you get to tile number 4, he doesn't attack you, and you can run back to tile number 1 without getting attacked, that is the 4 and 1 cycle. He attacks you one time within this entire cycle. If he attacks you on tile number 3, and then again on tile number 2, you're in a 4 and 2 cycle. To fix that, you just skip tile number 3. The next time you do the rotation, you go to tile 1, tile 2, tile 4, tile 1. And that will put you in the 4 and 1 cycle. You then can go tile 1, damage, tile 2, damage, tile 3, damage, tile 4, damage, and repeat. Very complicated to explain, but when you watch me doing it, you're going to understand it, I promise you. Again, I will show you the process now so you can get a better idea of what's going on. But essentially, every time you land on one of these squares, you must attack Olm's hand. From tile 1, damage, run to tile 2. Hit it with a fucking bop. Run to tile number 3, damage the melee hand. Tile number 4, damage the melee hand. Hopefully that makes sense, but now I'm going to show you it in the flesh. I got fucked by the flame wall pretty hard on the first melee hand, and I just kind of cucked it. I didn't have enough time to kind of explain what was going on. So this is the second phase now for the melee hand. Essentially, we're going to fucking whip the cunt here, run to the middle, whip him here, run out, run back in and whip, and we're going to see where his spec lands. He should spec me now. No, okay, we're fine. We're in the 4 and 2 cycle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip running to the outer rim. We're going to hit him again here. We're going to hit him here. He's going to attack. We're going to run, reset the head. See how this is working quite fluidly? I haven't got my tile set because I'm a dickhead. I'm not going to run outside because it's not the firewall. He should only attack me once here now. Yep, run and repeat. We're in the 4 and 1 cycle. Very hard to kind of explain while everything's going on. But essentially, I'm attacking him 4 times now. He's just going to look at me. Okay, I'm a dickhead. I went one tick too early. Fuck me. Okay, that's not good. We'll reset. And we'll go again. Sometimes I click too early because I'm just autistic. He's going to attack me twice. So all we do now, okay, if he attacks you twice, attack him. You only do 3 attacks. Reset. And that should put you in cycle for him to always attack you just one time. Fuck you, cunt. I don't know how to poison run. I don't really have time to learn it because it's a different level of gaming I've not really adopted yet. So basically, if you're trying to set up 4 and 2 or even 4 and 1, the best method is to just keep on running the head, doing 2 attacks, and then forcing his head to move until you can run and stand at the thumb and see how many times he attacks you. If he attacks you twice, like that, good. Now you just go and do a 3 cycle attack. If he specs you while you're out here doing this with lightning or crystals, just do 2 attacks and reset. Okay? Okay, I need to do a 3 cycle attack. I forgot. My bad. I'm hoping this makes sense for you guys. As long as you can correct your mistakes, that's the main thing to learning 4 and 1. I do apologize, but hopefully the idea of how to move, the mechanics, you can see how I'm moving, makes sense. I'm still learning myself. Leave a comment down below if this is genuinely helping you. I really hope it does, because this is honestly, especially with the way I make guides, I don't write scripts, I don't plan anything, I just send it. It's very difficult to do a guide like this when there is so much going on and I don't really have any room for error or time to kind of stop and explain what's happening, because Olm is constantly moving and constantly punishing. Alright, finally guys, the head phase. When you're ranging Olm, there's 2 ways you can do this. One, you can do the safe method if you have enough run energy. This will stop you from being attacked by Olm indefinitely. He will never damage you. Basically, you start over to the right or left, it doesn't matter. As he turns to look at you, you attack him, you run all the way to the left, you run all the way to the other side, and you only attack him between these 2 tiles here. If you're between these 2 tiles, you attack him, he'll look to the middle, and the second you reach this side on the left, you immediately click back to the right. And when you're on the way back to the right, guess what? You fucking attack him between these 2 tiles. That's a very slow method though, and it takes a long time to kill Olm, but it is a good way to try to squeeze out that last like 100 HP if you're out of brews and you're trying to go deathless. Definitely useful if you need to in emergencies. However, I find that to get the most damage out of Olm and take the least amount of damage, the best practice is to do that exact method where you're running from left to right and avoiding all the damage, except you will always attack him when you hit the outer tile. So start on the outer tile, run over halfway, damage him, run to the outer tile and damage him, then run all the way back over halfway. This way you should do 3 hits for every 1 time Olm will hit you. The 3-in-1 method, if you will, if my math is correct. I'm now going to show you that in the flesh. I'm going to do this entire Olm kill. Hopefully I don't fuck it up. If I do make mistakes, then so be it. It fucking happens. We all do. We're all learning every time we do Olm. So good luck to everyone. Fuck me. I got 400 whip charges. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to pre-pot and get the fuck in there. Okay, we're on the head phase and I had a really bad fucking Olm. So, we're going to die. I'm going to show you guys the cheese method. So basically, as Olm turns, I just run to the other side and I only attack him like this. And this way, he should never damage me. You just don't hit him until you are over the other side. Hit him once and repeat. Okay, good lag. Put on redemption and die. Okay, interesting. Fuck you, cunt. That's just a really bad Olm. Trying to do a guide at the same time as explaining what the fuck's going on is some next level fucking horseshit. Holy fuck. I didn't think I would have so much trouble doing it. But you live, you learn, and you try not to kill yourself in the process. So, I mean, on the plus side, this allows me to show you the head phase completely. This is actually pretty good. I should die more often in my guides. So we're going to pot up. Alright, if you die, doesn't matter. Pot up, get ready to go straight the fuck back in because we're going to pull a juicy purple. Watch this shit. Quick pass. Alright, damage Olm's head. Hit him. Run. Okay, running. That's good. Alright, we're going to damage him here. Fuck you. Okay, don't worry, he's used a spec. I'm trying to do a guide, cunt. Can you be humble? Motherfucker. Alright, pull his head to the left. Alright, run. And while you're over here, alright, he's going to look, and then you run to the outside, and then you attack him, and then you run left. Does that make sense? So he only attacks you when you're looking at that side, as I'm running. It's the only time he should be attacking me, especially when he hits you with the poison. It's really fucking toxic. These delays in the game are really fucked. Look at that fucking heart rate fucking monitor right there. So basically, as you're looking, he should be attacking you while you're running. He looks to the middle, we stand on the side. We attack him, we run. Okay, he looks over. He attacks me every 3 attacks. Wait, maybe it's 4-in-1. Shit, is it? That's nuts. Okay, even better. Sorry, I didn't do the math correctly. It's a 4-in-1 cycle still. Look at that. A lot of this is self-taught. I learned a bit through my chat just to get the basics down, and then I just learn Solo Olm as I do it more and more. So I'm kind of just figuring out my own methods as I'm teaching it to you now in this video. And let me tell you, it's fucking painful to do. And I bet it's fucking painful to watch too. And that is pretty much it to the home field. Just damage him where you can. Try to turn his head and keep it moving. That way you can do as much damage as you can by taking as little damage as possible, especially when he hits you with a poison like this, and you hit fucking 6 zeros in a row. Probably gonna kill me. Please stop fucking hitting zeros. Damage him. Die. Cunt. A 1? Really? Go. See you later, kid. You garbage. Give me a purple. Scam game. Game is shit. I wanna fucking die. That's 150 KC. Holy shit. Not bad. Alright. That's pretty good. That took me an hour and a half because of this fucking guide. That was bad. That was bad, but that's how Solo Olm is done. If you learned something, let me know down below. Come to the live streams. Honestly, it's way easier to teach you when you're here live. So on this channel right here, 5 days a week, discord.gg/bigdickenergy in the description. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, guys, unless it involves anal. And fuck off. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him, goddamn. Fuck me, look at that boy. It's huge.